Hello, welcome to our Sasha's Dreams channel, a magical world where children's imagination comes to life through captivating stories. Let's start telling our story today. The Scarecrow Who Wanted to Fly. Once upon a time, in a golden wheat field that stretched as far as the eye could see, there stood a lonely scarecrow, stuck on his wooden post. With his old hat and tattered jacket, his only job was to scare off the birds that came to steal the grain. Although between you and me, he couldn't even scare a butterfly. His name was Straw Jack, and although he had never seen beyond the horizon, he always dreamed of doing something different, something exciting. Straw Jack wanted to fly. Yes, I know. A scarecrow wanting to fly sounds strange, but hey, dreams don't have to make sense, do they? Every time the sparrows fluttered above his head, Jack would lift his painted eyes to the sky and sigh, or something close to a sigh for a scarecrow. How lucky the birds are. They can fly free, see the world from up high, and here I am, stuck on this pole, unable to move. Then, one day, something magical happened. Just as the sun was about to dip below the horizon, a playful little breeze began to whistle through the wheat. But this wasn't just any breeze. No, this breeze was mischievous, sparkling, as if it was about to cause some trouble. It swirled around Straw Jack, gave him a little push, then another, and suddenly, Straw Jack moved. Hey! What's happening? He exclaimed, his eyes so wide that even the birds stopped pecking at the grain for a moment to watch. Jack wobbled, stretched out his straw arms, and, realizing he could move, he jumped, or tried to, at least since his legs were more for show than for running. I'm alive! Jack shouted, waving his straw hat so wildly that a crow, watching from a nearby tree, mistook him for a windmill. But, of course, being alive wasn't enough. Jack wanted to fly, and that night he decided he'd find a way. So, with clumsy but determined steps, he set off on a journey to find someone who could teach him how to fly. His first stop, naturally, a flock of birds who had been teasing him for years. Hey, feathered friends, he called with a crooked smile. I know I've been a bit stiff in the past, but now I need a favor. I want to fly. Can you teach me? The birds looked at each other and burst out laughing. Fly? You? You can barely stand up. Besides, you don't even have wings. Though disappointed, Jack didn't give up. No problem, he thought. There's always another way. So, he continued on, until he came across an old and wise owl who lived in an oak tree at the edge of the field. Flying is not just about flapping wings, Scarecrow, the owl said in a slow, wise tone. Flying is about daring to see the world from a different perspective. Sometimes, having your feet on the ground is all you need to feel free. Jack furrowed his brow. And what's that supposed to mean? Wise feathers. The owl sighed. You'll figure it out in time. But remember this, you don't need wings to fly. A little more confused than before, but with a spark of hope in his chest, Jack continued on. As he walked, he noticed something strange. He was no longer alone. Animals from the field, big and small, were following him. Rabbits, foxes, mice, and surprisingly, even birds. Hey, what are you all doing here? You've always avoided me, Jack said, astonished. A little squirrel hopped onto his shoulder and whispered, We always thought you were stuck, but now that you've decided to move, it seems like you're one of us. And then Jack understood what the owl had been trying to tell him. Maybe he would never fly like the birds, but his new ability to move and choose his own path was more freeing than any pair of wings could ever be. In time, Straw Jack became the hero of the field, not because he could fly, but because he inspired everyone to dream beyond their limitations, to seek their own freedom, no matter what. And if you ever pass by that golden wheat field, you'll still see him there, moving under the sky, not because he's stuck on his pole, but because he's chosen to stay. After all, true flight happens in the heart, and Straw Jack, with his big smile and old hat, had learned to fly without ever leaving the ground. You don't always need wings to fly. True freedom comes from choosing your own path, no matter the limitations others place on you. Thank you for choosing Sasha's Dreams. Let's ignite the love of reading and create lasting memories. And remember, if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next story.